Cleo, the star of our class. So I will have to shoo this poor little thing off the mat. Didi, can you make some room for me? Of course. Big stretch. She's already teaching us. So welcome to the practice today. As you can see, some borrowed cats are around. A real joy to have in this space. And as we approach our practice today, I've prepared the bare minimum. I've got a blanket there. I've got a block sitting here on the cat now in front of me. So let us begin our practice today as we look a little bit into the fears that we're holding and how they might interfere with our bodily well-being as much as how they might keep us away from things that we really would like to do. So let's begin lying down on the back. If you find your way there, you might choose to use the blanket as a gentle cushioning, you might not. And as you lie down on your back, you could also choose to step your feet down onto the ground for a little while, or slide the legs out, or perhaps you even have a bolster or cushion that you like to place underneath your knees. As you might have found your lying position, I will share with you a poem that came up in relation to our topic today. It is a poem by Rumi. It is called Arise. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. And you might lie here, breathe gently. Perhaps begin to deepen your breath a little. See how this poem resonates within you. Fears aren't just fears. They are your worries too, your light concern. If there's anything around it that you would like to carry into your practice today, to work with, you can. But you could also explore this idea of fearfulness, worry, or concern on the practice on the mat. When shapes arise that you start to worry about, when movements occur that might make you a bit fearful, observe yourself and how you are reacting within. Oftentimes, a lot of the worries and sometimes fears aren't really a threat. We're overthinking, we're over-worrying, and that causes a reaction within your body. And you might notice today in this practice how this might feel. So that you learn this is your inner response, and this is how it goes away. So embracing your concerns and worries today. As you continue with a deeper breath flowing in and out to help us feel secure and stable, let's on the out breath start to lift the pelvic floor in and up, or even the whole of Mula Bandha or root lock And when you're breathing in, let that relax again, opening up into the space. And as you breathe out, lifting back in and up, feeling as if you're sucking a cylinder right from your base upwards. But each in-breath, you let that go again. So that play of engaging pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and the release on the other side of the breath. So the out-breath is to lift it in and upwards. The inhalation is to let it be. That's it to continue for a few more breaths. To play with the inner strength of the breath, your base. With the breath flowing as it is right now, consider continuing this practice with knees bent and feet lightly resting on the floor. If you have a cushion or bolster underneath, you might like to remove that. Let your arms gently drift out, and you might even wiggle the shoulder blades slightly under so the shoulders feel more comfortable. Palms of the hands might be looking upwards. And as you next inhale, start to roll your head to one side. And with your out breath, drawing it into the center. On the inhale, rolling the head to the other side. On the exhale, bringing it back to center. Leaving the head heavy and just rolling it to the side when you breathe in and alternating sides. And centering it on the out breath. Let that flow. Your eyes can be open or closed. Whatever feels right for you. Perhaps a gentle soothing movement for some. Others might feel tension in the neck, and perhaps a worry arises where that might come from or how to resolve it. Just checking in with the thoughts as they inform your feelings and labeling it down to what it might be. A random thought or a worry or fear. Coming with your head to the center, want to complete your current round to each side. And resting here. Taking these deeper, slow breaths in, and perhaps reinstalling that lifting in and upwards of pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, and the release when you're breathing in. The exhale, a gentle activation. The inhale, the release. As you reconnect to this movement of pelvic floor or root lock. Letting go of that activation, but keeping your breath flowing fully. And by the next inhale, making soft fists with both of your hands. And when you breathe out, slowly release the fists, but rotate your arms right from the shoulders so the palms of your hands are touching flat down to the ground. And with the inhale, roll the arms back open, making soft fists in your hands. With the exhale, release the fists, slowly open the hands, roll arms inward, touch palms to the floor. For the inhale, rolling open, gentle fists. For the out breath, releasing the arms down. Now, if it feels good, you can continue just as it is, keep the movement slow and almost all the way up towards the shoulder joints. If you like, while you breathe in, you could roll the head now to a side. And while you release your fists and turn the arms, centering the head again. You might come back to the rolling of the head from side to side, but combining it with the movement of your arms. We'll go once more to each side if you have chosen to roll the head, or two more if you haven't. As you finish, let your arms roll open, find your center. Take a few of the deeper breaths where on the exhalation you're activating your pelvic floor in and out. Allowing this pause for the body to process our movements, although they're very gentle today or so far. Giving the body a little bit of time to integrate. Before you might bend your elbows, open your arms out, take a breath in to again make gentle fists with your hands. When you breathe out, you might raise the cactus arms, release the fists, bring the palms or even your forearms to touch in front. So for the inhalation, we're opening cactus arms with soft fists. And for the out breath, you can choose whether you release your hands to touch the palms or the whole forearms together. On the inhalation, opening. On the exhalation, closing. If you like to visualize, you could also see that as opening the window while you breathe in and gently closing it when you're breathing out. Well, you could go with the movement, the image for a little while. You can now also choose to add a bit of strength. The in-breath will be the same, gentle fist, open arms. The out-breath could lift your upper body off the floor while you touch hands or forearms. On the in-breath, lying back and opening arms with gentle fist. On the exhale, perhaps lifting up and bringing together. Stay with that for a little while. If it is within your awareness, you might even lift your pelvic floor up as you come to raise the upper body. Last round. Then releasing your body back down. Taking again a few breaths with or without the activation of the pelvic floor, see what feels right. We'll now change movement. Placing your arms now along the side of the body and touching the palms down to the floor, similar to what we do with the bridge pose. Your arms extended, the shoulders ideally grounded, and the arms quite actively into the mat. Using the arms to keep your torso stable while you inhale, flexing your right foot, sliding the heel out long onto the mat with as little movement in the rest of the body as is possible. Then pointing your foot, and as you breathe out, sliding the foot along the mat, placing it back down with your knee bent. Keep the stability in the body, flex your left foot and breathe in to slide your heel out to extend the leg onto the mat. Then point the foot, and as you breathe out, draw the foot back up onto the mat, planting it down. We'll keep going like this, arms grounding, right foot flexing, inhaling to extend the leg out, pointing the foot while you're exhaling, drawing the foot down onto the floor. The feet on the left, inhaling, flexing, holding steady, extending, pointing the foot, and on the out breath, drawing the foot back up onto the ground. Inhaling, right foot starts to extend the leg out, pointing on the out breath, drawing it back onto the floor. Last one for the left for now, as it extends, lengthening, inhale, point, and exhale to draw back onto the mat. Take one breath in between, maintain your posture, reground through the arms and torso, only moving right leg now. Flex the foot, take the breath in, slide the leg back out along the mat, holding stability. Pointing the foot as you bring the leg back, you might choose to embrace the knee and give it a hug towards the chest. Arms back down, foot is flexing, breathing in, sliding the heel along the mat to extend the leg. Pointing the foot, and while you breathe out, bring the leg back in, an option to give the knee a hug and squeeze to the chest. Flex the foot, arms along the side, stabilize, inhaling, extending the leg. Pointing on the out breath, drawing the knee up towards the chest. As this movement feel right for you, you might like to extend. The inhale stays the same, but sliding the leg out, holding upper body still, then pointing the foot. And on the exhale, if you hug your knee to the chest, you might also lift your nose up towards the knee. Lengthen the arms down, flex the foot, breathing in to slowly extend the leg out long. Point the foot on your out breath, knee might come in, nose perhaps towards the knee. Flex the foot again, stabilize, inhaling, arms and legs extend. Point the foot, the out breath, drawing the leg in, giving your knee a hug, raise the nose to the knee. Let's practice for 2 more, same side. In breath is to extend. And out breath is to draw in and perhaps lift up. Last round, coming, breathing in. And out. Releasing now your right foot to the ground. Leave your arms along the side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Sigh out or breathe out and lift up and in. Then let's start moving the left leg, flexing the foot. A breath in to slide the leg out on the mat. Hold your stability in upper body and arms. Point the foot. And as you breathe out, could you bring this knee up towards the chest for a hug? We're leaving the upper body down for now. Flex the foot, arms along the side of the body. Breathe in, sliding the heel out along the mat to extend the leg. Point the foot, and as you breathe out, slide it up the mat, and then perhaps hug the knee towards the chest. Last one, while staying grounded, as you inhale, extend the leg out, slowly hold your inner strength. Point the foot with the exhale, draw it in, and perhaps a hug of the knee towards the chest. Extra option coming up, but you might choose to continue as is. The in-breath to lengthen out. Pointing the foot. On the exhale, while you might give your knee a hug, you could also raise your nose up towards the knee. Flex the foot again, lengthen arms down, inner strength on to extend. Point, and the breath out as you draw in, perhaps nose to knee as well. We've got 3 more breaths to go, flexing the foot, stabilize, inhale to extend. Point, and the breath out to bring it in and up. 2 more breaths. Inhaling to start. Last round. As you land your left foot back down, relax your arms. You could also let the arms roll back out. Take a pause and a few deeper breaths, which you could choose to activate the pelvic floor with on the exhalation again. Let your breath fill you up, the whole lungs, as you come right towards the top. Getting your diaphragm moving. But then choose to stay as you are, your arms a bit out towards the side, your feet on the ground. Another option would be to step the feet to touch as the knees and the feet come together. You can even choose to roll your arms. I will leave them restful, aiming more for shoulder openness. You would like to come along. On the in-breath, roll your knees towards the right, your head to the left, if this is for you. On the out-breath, roll knees and head to center. On your in-breath, go to the opposite side, knees to left, head to right. Exhaling, center again. Now let this flow in your own pace for a few rounds. You can take the twist deeper progressively, or you might keep them quite small. Also depending on the health overall of your spine and the neck itself, if there's any tension arising, any discomfort coming up, please modify. You might choose the next time that your knees are rolling over to the right, that you keep your knees on your right-hand side. While your head might have rolled over to the left, center the head, or even roll it to the right as well. There's an option in this hold to support with a block between or underneath the knees. You might also choose to stretch your left arm up over the head onto the floor, and your arm could be fully extended here. Taking a deep breath in, then releasing your left arm, taking head and knees towards center. You might have to shuffle your back again comfortably onto the floor before bringing your knees over towards the left. The head might naturally roll to the right. From where you could center the head or even roll that to the left. And an option here to reach your right arm up and get a big stretch out up to the fingertips. Here, I would ask you to roll all the way onto your left-hand side. If you are using a block, removing that block. Bringing the hand down and starting to rise up towards a seated position. We've been down there for a long time today. So I will use a block for a moment to sit upon, just for comfort, not necessary, but perhaps useful. You might even find an easy pose, perhaps you prefer to sit towards your heels. So bring the fingertips upon the shoulders. Taking a breath in to squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows back, and then lift them up as they breathe out, draw them together, perhaps rolling through the whole spine. So when you inhale, open. On the exhale, rolling it forward. And the spine might come along as you breathe in to lift, and out to roll it forward. Now pause here. Take a breath in to lift your elbows up, and then roll them back and down as you're breathing out, curling them back in, inhaling, lifting through the spine and elbows, exhaling as they're curling back in. One more time, breathing in and out, and releasing the arms towards the floor, touching the fingertips down towards the ground. Now as we rise up here to sit, we'll place our hands into a mudra of fearlessness. It is the right hand that we raise up in front, the palm looking forward. The left hand and the back of it rests somewhere against your leg, the palm facing upwards. It is a whole body mudra, so hold your hands here, stay seated, perhaps lower your gaze or close your eyes. As you hold this mudra of fearlessness, imagine what it would be like to understand your fears. With that, release them. Imagine the possibilities that you had if you weren't to worry. Perhaps there's something more to this gesture. When you feel into your right hand, it's wide open. It could be a symbol here as a stop sign to let your outer influences stay away. But it could also be a gesture here for openness, openness for friendship, openness for peace. Perhaps right now an intention arises related to your personal experience with worries and fears. Word it as if it has already come true, and repeat it to yourself 3 times. With your next breath in, could you reach both arms up? With your out breath, perhaps there's a light twist to one side. On the inhale, arms might reach up again, and a twist towards the other side. On your inhale, reaching arms back up. And on your out breath, releasing the arms along the sides of the body. You might lean a little bit back, raise your knees off the floor, bring your feet over to one side, and you might then remove the block, land somewhere on the side of your mat, and come towards the standing position. Take your time to get there, find your most comfortable way and most supported way to stand upright. We're standing to face the short front edge of the mat. For the inhalation, you might raise your arms up, perhaps even open your chest. Bring the hands to touch, soften the knees, and take an out breath to a soft forward fold. For the inhale, waving your spine long into half lift. On the exhale now, stepping your right foot down the mat and grounding your right knee. If you like any support here, you might place a blanket underneath the knee. We'll stay here for a moment. So work to wiggle your feet on the knee to about hip distance apart. The front knee resting over your ankle joint. While you breathe in, let your upper body relax. And while you breathe out, start to curl up towards the stand. Open your arms cactus style with soft feet while you're breathing in. On the exhale, join the palms or even the forearms together. On your inhale, open elbows with light. Optional, squeeze the shoulder blades with your sternum. Exhaling, bringing hands or forearms to touch. Repeat that for 3 breaths. Take it to the extent that feels right for you. Might have been the last one. You could reach your arms up from here and inhale again. While you exhale, bring the hands down towards the floor. Backside toes tucked under, raise the knee off the mat and inhale. With the exhale, stepping to standing forward fold. The inhale for a half lift. The exhale to fold again. Pause here, let your body relax. Wait for the out breath and uncurl the spine to stand. While breathing in, could you raise your arms even open to a light back bend? Bring hands back together, soften your knees, return to a forward fold from the downward. On the inhale, waving spine long to the front half here. Stepping left foot down on the mat now. And again, grounding the knee towards the floor. Take time to wiggle your front foot into position so that the hip distance between the knee and the foot, the knee resting over the ankle joint. Then a breath in to relax your upper body over your front leg. And an out breath to uncurl the spine. Repeating arm movements, so on the inhale, make soft fist open cactus arms. On the exhale, joining the palms together for the full forearm. Inhale to open, same option, squeeze shoulder blades, lift sternum if you wish. And on the out breath, bringing hands and forearms back together. Repeat again for 3 more breaths to your extent. When you complete it, pause. Breathe in to extend the hand, and out to release the hands back down. Raising the back knee off the floor to lengthen leg and spine. And on the out breath, stepping to a standing forward bend. The inhale to raise the spine long to the front. The out breath to fold back down. Take time, wait for your exhale and start to curl up towards standing. You can stay facing the short front side end of the mat. I'm just simply turning around for you to see me better. As we come to stand at the front side end of the mat, turn the palms forward. Let your inner heels activate to stand tall in Tadasana or mountain pose. Let your breath rise again from the belly upwards. Checking in that we're all breathing fully, deeply. Placing hands upon the hips. As you shift the weight lightly to the left foot, raise the right knee on an inhale. Take the foot back and out to the side and start to land the whole foot down, hip distance down, diagonally turn forward in the toes, front knee over your ankle. With that stance, the pelvis is the same and we're drawing the feet in towards each other. From this warrior shape, you might complete by raising the arms up, maybe even lifting your gaze. Option is to hold a warrior one and keep squeezing your feet lightly. Or take a breath in, make cactus arms and soft fists again. But now, while you breathe out, release the arms, roll the shoulders forward, touch the backs of your hands, and deeply round your spine. You could, on your inhale, while you do cactus arms, straighten the front leg, lift head and chest. Then rebend the knee and roll the spine forward, backs of your hands touching. We'll repeat that for 3 more. So while you breathe in, you might straighten, open, and gentle fist. Then bend the knee back to complete the warrior and roll the shoulders forward and round the spine. 2 more. Once you've completed your 2, release your arms. Shift the weight slightly forward, draw the back foot in, and choose a tree variation that is for you. I've just chosen the highest foot setting, but you could also choose to keep your big toe on the floor. Start to lift out from your standing leg when you're ready. And you might explore to raise the arms, finding a variation here, or even mimicking our mudra today. While the left hand cannot rest somewhere, the palm could be facing upwards. Be strong in your standing leg, right up towards the crown of the head. Maintain your steady gaze or even lift it up towards the ceiling if you like a challenge. Or you might join your hand, release the foot, then release your arms. Inner heels active, take a couple of deeper breaths. Then placing hands back upon the hips, shifting weight towards your right and raising of the left knee. Extending the leg out to the side and back, landing the foot in a deep angle while the front knee is bending. Squeezing your feet lightly toward each other. Option to complete the warrior form by raising your arms, maybe the gaze. Then let's come back to cactus arms with soft fists on an in-breath. Rolling shoulders forward, extending arms, backs of the hands together around the spine. You might now extend the front leg while you breathe into your cactus arms, even squeeze into your back. Then bend the knee again, breath out, round your spine forward, backs of your hands together. Keep that flowing, 3 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Think about rounding. I've lost the count. Maybe there's another one. As you release your arms down, relax them completely. Start to shift your weight to the front, choosing any variation of the tree that seems right in this moment. Lift up from your standing leg and grow your tree taller. You might then choose to bring your arms back into the Fearless Mudra, standing tall, steady gaze. If there's a challenge in this for you, you may raise your gaze up, or you can experiment with closing your eyes. Fearless, we stand grounded into the earth. As you might release this mudra to touch the palms together, to land the foot to the floor, and to release the arms along the side of the body. Taking a deep breath in now to raise the arms all the way up. Bring the hands down the midline, your knees soft, and fold back forward, down to Uttanasana. A breath in to lengthen the spine forward into heart lift. And out back to release the hands down, and then also bring your knees down onto the floor. You could choose to, if your space allows you, to come close towards the wall. We don't need the wall now, but we might use it later. Alternatively, as usual, good idea to have a block by the side of your mat. So enrich. As we come to lie, sit down, extending the legs out in front. You might wiggle a little bit through your sitting bones. Your feet might start to flex. You could use a little cushioning or a folded blanket, rolled up mat at the end to help you sit a bit taller. Knees might stay in a bend, feet in a flexion, fingertips down into the ground and pushing the ground away as you breathe in, sitting upright and tall. And while you breathe out, find your way forward to a forward bend. You might be aware I like to sway my way here. There's potential to lean forward too. You might lower the gaze slightly, but keep the shoulders in their socket. So the hands are somewhere comfortable against your legs or the mat. And then take a breath in and wave your spine forward, as if you were to reach towards your toes with the top of the head. And then see if you can fold in a little bit more. There's an option here to slide your heels further out, to feel into the backs of the legs and how you positioned yourself here. What is right for you at this point? A few more breaths. Perhaps your out breath becomes a bit longer. On the breath in, lengthening your spine lightly. On the breath out, rising back up to a seat. Keep your legs extended out. Perhaps remove that you've been sitting on. And slowly, arms extended forward, rolling down upon your back. Once you come to lie down on your back, set the feet down onto the floor again. This time your feet end up like your knees at about hip distance apart. Your toes are looking to the foot end of the mat. The arms along the sides of the body, like this has before, the palms touching the ground. Let's roll the spine up a few times. So when you breathe in, tilt the spine to flatten and start to lift your hips up. On the out breath, rolling the spine back down towards the mat. So breathing in to tilt and lift. And out to roll the spine down. Now, if you've just supported that only with your legs, reach your fingertips down towards your toes. Plant your arms firmly down. If you were to stabilize the upper body, but keep the movement of the spine going. The act is now in the feet, in the arms, and the movement comes all the way from the pelvis and the back. Just rolling up and down. Keeping your arms active, shoulders attached to the mat. As next round you're lifting up, you might choose to hold right here. There's an option to extend your right leg towards the ceiling. There's an option to bend the right knee and place the ankle to the left side, let the knee roll open, but then squeeze your hips back up, ground to your arms. You might hold your leg here and roll your spine down slowly. If you were in a four-legged bridge, you might now bring your right ankle to your left side. You could take your arm and reach it through between the legs, right arm. Then lifting perhaps your left foot and drawing your figure four in, or your reclined half pigeon pose. Your right elbow might guide the knee a little bit away. You could choose to flex both feet. See how that feels. And you could choose to extend your left leg. Perhaps gradually, maybe there's a point in there where it feels particularly good. And if you then lean ever so slightly towards your left, you might find a very lovely tight spot to rest upon. You could add a slight bit of a balance here. And then to release just a little bit further. Then hold. Take a deep, slow inhalation and a long breath out of the mouth, like a sigh or even a sigh. Then start to place your left foot back down while you release your arms. Bring them back along the side of the body. As you tilt your pelvis, start to lift the hips back up. Landing your right foot down onto the mat. Squeezing your hips up a little bit further. Ground firmly through your arms. Option to extend the left leg. You might bend the knee. Place the left ankle to the right side. Let the knee roll open and squeeze your hips back up into the air. On an out breath, roll the spine down towards the floor. If your left ankle isn't on the right side, you might place it there now. Perhaps reaching through between the legs with the left arm and picking up the right leg to hold on to. Here, the left elbow might encourage the knee to come further out, while the legs are held in. Perhaps both feet are flexed. And you could choose to extend your right leg. It doesn't have to be all the way. You might experiment. You might find that spot where it just feels so tight. Holding there. And perhaps on top of that, leaning lightly to the right to increase that release. And if you choose that movement helps you more, at the tiniest of a bounce, using your hands and arms, right there into your tight spots around the glutes, the left leg. Pause. Bending the right knee again and landing the foot to the floor. I'm sure that you know you could place your left foot down. But for now, you might release the arms along the sides of the body. Make sure that you've got a block nearby this time. And begin to tilt the pelvis as you lift your hips up for a in. Then placing your left foot down onto the ground. Realign yourself by lifting your butt in. For the inversion today, you could choose now to roll the spine down, come with the side of the hip to the wall, and swing your legs up the wall. I will demonstrate that in a moment if there is a need. For those that want to practice on the mat, you could slide your block now underneath the sacrum. This could be halfway up, this could be flat on the ground. Halfway up, I suggest to keep a hold of the block. You might then gradually lift one foot after the other of the floor. Perhaps extend the legs up. Now you might flex your feet and begin to open the legs to either side. You might find enough stability on the block and your fingers could support the legs. Hold here. Or if you were to come up the wall, sit with the side of the hip on the wall, roll onto your back, bring your legs up the wall, arms might rest open, no need to support. And you could slide the legs open against the wall, let them rest in a similar way. Your hands here too could support on the outer side to hold there. Stay in the position. And if it feels right, you might have a little play with your feet, pointing and flexing. Then hold in your favorite version of foot posture. Before you might carefully guide the legs to come together. Ideally, keep them floating there, but without effort. So if your legs are up in the air, it costs you a lot of effort. You might have your knees a bit softer, and you could even hold onto the legs if need be. Maybe you are resting against the wall though. For a moment, just being. And taking a note what it takes for you, although this is a gentler form of inverting yourself, when we come upside down, it's almost against our nature. We might even start seeing things differently. And sometimes these inversions are linked to our fears and worries. The only reason to explore fears, worries, and concerns is to notice that reaction within yourself. What is it that you're experiencing right now? No matter your positioning, start to bend your knees and let them soften and be heavy towards the chest. And perhaps you can pause there for a moment, letting your body regulate. If you are up against the wall, now roll over to your side. If you're on your back on a block, place the feet down one after the other. Then raise your hips back up into the air, remove the block, and very softly landing back down onto the mat. If you are against the wall, shuffle yourself away from the wall and come to lie down flat on your mat. And if flat isn't good, use your bolster, cushion yourself up underneath the knees. Or you might even have a constructive rest where your feet are wide and your knees are touching together. My suggestion is to open the arms to either side of your body. The palms of the hands might be turned upwards for a great relaxation in the shoulders. Alternatively, for a little while, you might come back into our Fearless Mudra, which could mean that your right arm is resting with your elbow bent to the side, the palm facing the ceiling, while your left hand is simply turned upwards. May that be against your thigh or the floor. While you're holding here, reflect on your level of fearlessness. How did you experience this practice? Sometimes we're feeling concerns that aren't really related to the practice. Take them in as well. This mudra comes from a Buddhist tradition. It is said to help remove the fears from the mind, but also encourages to imagine living without fear. How one would be infinite and limitless, completely free. That's what this mudra is about, this gesture. It removes fear from the mind and can replace it with inner peace. It is one way of perhaps many to stop worrying. All of the worries, including stresses in daily life, anxiety, worries, and so forth. But this gesture also has a message in its body language. By showing the hand is empty, the individual shows friendship and peace. We might mistake it for a stop sign. But why not stop the external to influence our fears? As you might choose to let go of the gesture, let your arms become really comfortable, keeping your body in stillness. And for a moment, being, breathing. You could choose to stay with the focus on your breath and perhaps the peace, quiet that we cultivated within. You could also choose to listen to the poem again. Arise. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. If you did set an intention in relation to our practice, you might repeat that again silently to yourself at times. Before you begin to deepen your breath, perhaps create some movement in the body. And whenever you are ready, you might choose to roll to your side or even sit up over the front of the body, joining me in that seated position and perhaps again holding the mudra, right hand looking forward with the elbow bent, left hand looking upwards with the back of it resting against your leg only. Feel it strongly. As we join the palms of the hands, if that relates, together in front of the chest. We complete our practice with the universal sound of Om, followed by 3 Shanti for peace. Breathing in to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. A little smile on our lips, peaceful heart. Extending with the bow, east toward each other. Namaste.